Tipoff, and here's Ish and Jaland. They're in the break room. I just asked them, how's the day been going? And they were like, oh, we're exhausted. Oh, exhausted. Man, look at it.
I want to know who won.
Me. I did.
Jaland defiantly says he took care of business.
Do you guys play a lot of video games? Are you good at? You like one of those guys, like a gamer? Are you a gamer? I know you're a gamer late in the game off the bounce, but
I call myself a semi-gamer. You know, I like playing the game a lot, but I wouldn't call myself like a try-hard or anything. But, yeah, we definitely play a lot of games in the locker room sometimes, you know, back at the crib.
All right,
NCAA is the game.
You wait a minute. Coach was bragging about you guys about 2 hours ago when we bumped into
guys
you.
right here.
And Greenberg says, this is the duo right here. This is the duo that gets you excited when you're watching college hoops.
It is, because I think this is a winning backcourt. I think, and to be an NCAA tournament team and advance in the NCAA tournament, you've got to have tough-minded, talented, winning guards. And I won a lot of games with Xavier Dowdell and Jamon Gordon and Malcolm Delaney and Eric Green. And your backcourt reminds me of those teams. So, I just I've called some of your games. I like watching you guys compete and play. Now, my question for you guys is, last year had to be disappointing because to me, you were an NCAA tournament team. How have you used that to motivate you as you approach this season?
Yeah, we've used that to really push our team as a whole. Just mindset-wise, we left last season with a bad taste in our mouth. We didn't like that at all. We thought we were very deserving. We thought we should have been in. But, that motivated us for this year, and we have a motto this year, which is leave no doubt. So, every day we say it. It's reminded in our locker room. It's on the film every day before we go into practice. And just having that sense of reminder just helps us keep us motivated for this year because we don't want to leave any doubt for anybody that got to say anything if we're willing to do anything.
Fuel to the fire. Those are the only words that come to mind. Just fuel to the fire. It definitely overlays to this year. We got something to prove. We was left out last year, and like J-Lo said, leave no doubt is the motto, and that's what we're going to stand by this year.
Now, not only, again, not to rehash this, but not only did I think you were a tournament team, I thought you were going to make some noise in the tournament. That wasn't one of those, hey, let's just get in nonsense. The way you guys are playing down the stretch. But like you said, you're going to use that in terms of momentum for this upcoming season. Jeff Capel, who I love as a person, as a coach, how's he drive you guys? What's the motivation with Capel when it comes to practice with both of you guys?
Just the culture he's built has been something that I really admire. He's the reason we go hard. We see him in the games fighting for us. We have no reason to not fight as hard as we can for him on the court. So it definitely trickles down from his leadership and the culture he's built here.
Yeah, Capel, he trusts in us a lot. And for him to trust in a lot, we got to go out there and prove why he trusts us a lot. He gives us a lot of, confidence, which just helps us play the way we want to play. And, that's the reason why he gave us guys like a chance. He recruited us because he thought, we could do what he wanted us to do and just play our game. And, since he's that guy that, instills trust and belief in us, we just go out there and play freely.
And you guys have a veteran coaching staff. You have former head coaches. You've got guys that played at the highest level. Having visited you guys and watched you in practice, the whole coaching staff is involved in everything you guys do.
100%. And just having a great relationship with them, we can get in the gym whenever, we can watch film whenever. That goes a long way when it gets down to the nitty-gritty of games. Like, I watched this with Coach. I know exactly what's going to go on. So those things are big time.
So what's the difference between this year's team? I look at it, obviously, you guys have added pieces. Cameron, big piece. Physical, front court guy, protects the rim, big body. Got Papa back.
Yeah.
He's starting to play. Lost a big piece in Blake, who played with no conscience. All right. So give me a little bit about like Damian and the impact that Zach's going to have on your team, or even like Papa and Cameron. Like, where do you see those guys in terms of the good of the group?
Yeah, so Damian Dunn, real physical guard, real older guard who just knows a lot about the game, knows how things are supposed to go. He's going to be a huge part and what we do this year, because he's a do-it-all type of guard, and that's kind of what we didn't have last year. You know, he just brings a different aspect to the game that we haven't had yet. And, you know, we have guys like Cam. You know, we played him last year, and he killed us at our own place. So now having him on our side is a lot, and he's expanded his game a lot. You know, he can shoot the ball more, and you know, we didn't have a huge inside presence last year, which, you know, we missed last year, but you know, we have that this year, so it'll definitely help a lot having guys like that, just having a different aspect to our game.
I want to talk about the Oakland Zoo. You know, there's some great venues in this league, but when Pitt's right, when you guys are rocking, and the locals are like, okay, let's go. Playing in front of that environment, that student body, when they get ready to roll, you guys have something going on there. I know you feel that momentum when you sit there and you go, guess what? If we live up to our standard, they're going to support us. They're going to be ready to go.
Yeah, for sure. The Zoo, they give us endless amounts of energy when we're on the court, and it discourages the other team. And I think they're one of the best at it in the country. So shout out to Zoo for sure.
Yeah, no question.
I'll tell you, shout out to, and it's funny, I was talking to Coach about, like, your team, and I coached at Pitt for 3 years, your team reflects the city. Mm-hmm. Like, you think about Pittsburgh, you think about, that's a city with a chip on its shoulder. That's a city that values toughness, competitive spirit.
Blue collar.
Blue collar. And that's kind of the identity that you guys have built. And you see it right in your analytics, to be honest with you. I mean, if you look at the analytics of your team, I mean, you protect the front of the rim. You rebound the hell out of the ball in the defensive end. You run people off the three-point line. And then offensively, how you guys play in terms of valuing the ball and doing all the little things. You know, the best teams do the tough things consistently. What kind of messaging do you guys get about being Pittsburgh tough?
You know, that was kind of a big motto for us last year, always, Pittsburgh tough, because, you know, it's just a bunch of guys who reflect that, and I think Coach did a great job of surrounding each other with guys who all think the same. And, you know, we're all tough, hardworking guys that all feel like we have something to prove. And as a general city, Pittsburgh has always been a place where, you know, chip on the shoulder, like you said, people want to prove something, and that's how we go out and play each night. That's what we want to be remembered as people who just go out there and put everything out on the floor at all times.
The upside of this team is going to be what, 24-25?
I think the upside of this team in 24-25 is I think we're going to be super consistent in how we play, honestly. We're very versatile, but I think the consistency is going to stand out this year on offense and defense. That's something we're working to.
Of course, when you have a good backcourt, man, good stuff happens. I mean, I don't – you can't win in college basketball if you don't have a great backcourt. Coach, you agree with that?
100%.
I've never seen it anywhere else that way.
The big thing is, and you guys know, because it starts with if you can guard the basketball at the point of attack, then your defense is good. If you can't guard the basketball at the point of attack, your defense isn't going to be very good. If you take care of the basketball and get in an offense, you're going to probably get a good shot. If you're loose with the ball and pitching it out, now people are running back at the other end. And you know, you're only as good as your backcourt, but you're also only as good as – and I like what you guys are talking about because, you know, like you're only as good as consistent as you are in your approach. You know, you are your habits. So, like, as you approach each and every day, last year is done with, but your habits – must remain consistent if you expect to be consistent in any environment, home, away, whatever it is. And that has a lot to do with you guys are tone setters. I mean, you know, you guys are tone setters to make sure, like you two guys should never have a bad practice. Should never have bad practice. And if you guys never have bad practice, you know what happens? Your team won't have a bad practice. Coach, you know, Coach Capel and his coaching staff aren't going to have a bad practice. Mm-hmm. But like I look at it, I really appreciate you two in terms of your approach, your leadership, the manner in which you grew as the season went along. You know, you transferred in, took you a little bit of time to understand exactly what went on. Your last, I think, 18 or 19 games was, you know, your efficiency, shooting 40 from the three, 1.6 to turnover differential, 4 assists a game, and those are winning numbers for both of you guys. And if you guys do those things, I'm really excited about your team, and I know the community and the city will get behind it, the zoo will get behind it, but you know, I'm not putting a lot on your shoulders, but I think that you guys are the type of leaders that can really take a team and make a deep run.
For sure.
No pressure.
No, it's not pressure. It has to do with
Privilege.
pressure. It has to do with ownership. These guys want that.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I mean? I mean, they want that ownership because that's the essence of who they are. I mean, at least that's how I see. I'm not with you every day in practice, but that's what I've seen from kind of studying you guys and watching. So I'm excited. I'm excited for you guys.
So when you turn on ESPN this season, this guy right here, he's going to be bragging. You know he's going to be bragging about you. He's put his reputation on the line with the Pitt backcourt. And I've heard it 3 hours ago, and I just heard it again this last minute. No pressure.
Play ball, man. Go out,
No
compete,
doubt.
and play ball.
Yes,
That's what
sir,
it
we
is.
got you.
Trust yourself.
Most definitely.
You don't even need cable. You just take Coach
Coach in
Greenberg
Pitt
with
I
it.
coached at Pitt for 3 years. I have a little roots in there, but I understand the mentality, though.
Safe travels back. Have a great season, all right? Stay healthy.
Yes, sir.
And remember,
Thank you.
this guy right
I'll
here.
stop here. Stop.
There we go.
All right, there's Pitt in the house. They're coming back home. They're getting ready to get back to business. Win.